So the Patriots may have one last trick up their sleeve for their roster overhaul this offseason. According to Mel Kiper's latest mock draft, New England is projected to use the 15th overall pick on Alabama's Mac Jones, who he compared to Tom Brady based on his accuracy and pocket presence. Jones would be the 5th quarterback off the board, but while the others were slated to go in the first 4 picks, the Heisman finalists would be available without Bill Belichick having to trade up. So, Shannon, do you see Mac Jones falling to Belichick at 15?
Skip, I can see it, and I understand the comparison, Skip, because you're looking at a guy that's not very athletic, Skip. He did run 4.83.
I thought he ran some.
Yeah, Skip, he Usain Bolt compared to Tom. Tom was like 5'2".
Well, I was just going to say, he's way more athletic than Brady ever was.
Yes, and I think that, like you said, Skip, look at the program that he came from.
Yep.
Look at the accuracy in which he threw the football, competed at a very high level. It's because, there are no off days at Alabama. Coach Saban makes sure of that. So he's going to mentally and physically prepare because that's what's required of you at Alabama. And Coach Belichick normally likes guys from Alabama because guess what? Coach Saban was his defensive coordinator when he was in Cleveland, and they've maintained a very, very close relationship. If I'm not mistaken, I think they had like a 30-for-30 something on those two guys.
They did.
So they have a great relationship based out of the 3-4, basically a pro-style offense. So it makes sense. At some point in time, Skip, they're going to have to address that issue. And now I know they got Cam back for 1 year. And if Cam is 80% of what he was in his MVP season, that would be great.
Yep.
But you could take Mac Jones, sit him for a year or two if need be, or you could say, hey, 2021 Cam is all you, 2022 Mac, you're up. But I like it there, Skip. You wouldn't have to move up or down, but maybe somebody move. This is what we know about Coach Belichick. The moment you think you know what he's going to do, he does just the opposite.
Yep.
More times than not, Skip, what does he always do in the first round? Trade and get more picks.
Trade back.
Yeah, he trade back to get more picks. I
don't ever remember him trading up.
No. He ain't trading up. No. He ain't trying to give up no assets.
Yep.
He's trying to get more assets. So I can see them if he's there at 15, but maybe somebody else falls in love with him. San Francisco at 9, he would be great in the West Coast offense. He's athletic enough to make it work. But I don't know if they're going in that direction. Maybe somebody else moves up and takes someone else. But if I'm the Patriots and I'm sitting at 15 and he's still on the board, I'm taking him.
Okay, I hear that. Because, listen, Mac Jones, he grew on me. And I will bet you that Saban is telling Belichick, you know what? He's way better than I thought he was going to be because he was really good last year.
He was excellent last year.
In QBR, my favorite stat, his year was a 96. Well, that annihilated the field because Justin Fields was down at 92. So he won college football QBR by 4 points.
Right.
That's hard to do.
Yes.
Now, let's step back and look at what he was working with. Mel Kiper has Devontae Smith going 7th overall. Jalen Waddle going 8th overall. Najee Harris, the running back, going 30th to the Bills. So near, but still first round.
Right.
And just to remind everybody, Ruggs went 12th overall last year, and Judy went to your Broncos 15th overall. So Alabama, if these picks hold that Mel's predicting, he's very good at what he does, that would mean that Alabama would have 4 receivers taken in the top 15 of the draft over 2 years.
Yeah.
That's impossibly great. And throw in Najee Harris as a first-round pick, skill position.
We ain't going to talk about all the first-round offensive line they had over the last 2 years. Skip.
Okay, so my issue with Tua was be careful. You got a track team of receivers. Tua got to throw to all 4 of those guys.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Well, they're just open everywhere. It's just open, run free, hit them in stride, touchdown. And the protection was supreme, obviously, because of all those first-round picks. So Mac benefited from the same. By all accounts, Mac Jones took over the locker room, maybe not the way Brady does, but he was the leader of this football team. So I'm going to give him high marks there. So given the perception, the resounding perception that Belichick is in love with Mac Jones, that he could be the quote-unquote next Brady, even though Mel Kiper says, please don't hold me. He's not saying, he's just saying he's Brady-like because he's tall, pocket passer, right? With limited mobility.
Not Skip. When you look at him, you're like, he ain't winning no Mr. America contest.
No.
Just like Brady. But,
you saw him. I saw the video of him at the pro day. He looked like Brady. He just looked like some guy out there throwing football.
But he set the NCAA record for completion percentage.
Okay, there you go. He is a dart thrower.
Yes.
And even if they're open, you got to be able to hit them.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to, but in this league, Skip, you got to throw them open.
Yes.
Because if you wait until they get open, then when you throw it, they're not going to be open.
Okay, so now to this sort of premise that he would fall all the way to 15th. Mel's got 4 quarterbacks going, 1, 2, 3, 4. Really? Okay, and the 5th quarterback's going to fall to 15? It's just hard for me to believe because once the resounding perception is out there, Belichick loves this guy, then all of a sudden other teams are going to be saying, well, wait a second, if he loves him, maybe I should love him.
But Skip, but if you think about it, look at what Joe Burrow was throwing to. Jamar Chase, Chase might be the first receiver taken. Justin Jefferson, we saw what he did.
We did.
And he got another one, Marshall, coming off the board. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So it wasn't like he was throwing to some duds.
He had studs. No duds, studs.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's start with the Jets at number 2. Again, there's indications now from Corey Davis that they are going forward with Sam Darnold, which I cannot believe. I'm not a fan. You liked him.
Yeah.
You think he needs maybe a change of scenery or better skill?
Yes, I think with skill, with right people around him, I think he'll be better.
Okay, so at number 2, are they really going to stick long-term with Darnold, or are they going to take, Mel's got him taking Zach Wilson. Though Mel says he likes Justin Fields more than Zach Wilson, so do I. I'm not, you're not 100% sold on Justin Fields, but I'll take him over what I saw of Zach Wilson because the competition
I'm less sure of Zach Wilson because I've only seen him play 1 year, and then I saw him step up against competition.
And you saw one game.
Yeah.
At East Carolina.
Coastal Carolina.
Coastal Carolina, that was not pretty.
It was not pretty.
Yeah, okay. So is it possible the Jets, I wouldn't rule them out talking themselves into Mac Jones going forward.
Right.
It's possible. And then we start looking at teams that still seem to have a quarterback quandary. Is Philly out of the quarterback game? And we're going to talk about Joe Flacco signed as their backup.
Oh, my goodness.
And are they sold on my guy, Jalen Hurts? Well, I never know about that organization because they seem to have a different direction every week.
Right.
So is it possible they take a quarterback at 6 because maybe they fall in love with Mac Jones? Is Detroit, is Jared Goff the answer in Detroit, the long-term solution? I don't know.
That's a lot of money to be played for a quarterback that you traded for.
Okay, maybe, maybe not. Are the Dolphins, are they going to stick with Tua or not? So many reports have them having issues, like they're not sold. So would they take a quarterback? I wouldn't rule them out. Would the Vikings take a young quarterback? Are they sold on Kirk Cousins going forward?
Well, you know what, Skip? Now that you mention it, Mac Jones reminds you of more Kirk Cousins than he does Tom Brady.
Right,
if you look at his demeanor, you look at his throwing motion, and the way he moves,
I agree.
He looks like a Kirk Cousins.
Okay, maybe. And then you just brought up your man Kyle Shanahan. They're sitting at 12. Jimmy G, are they going to move?
Oh, he's better than Jimmy G.
He's okay. So would Kyle just say, I can win with that guy? Maybe. And then that leaves us with the 14th overall pick that belongs to your Denver Broncos.
Thank you.
Really? Drew Lock, are you going forward? Is he your long-term answer at quarterback?
Take Mac Jones.
Take Mac Jones, because they would. If he's just sitting there at 14, would Bill try to trade up one spot? Well, they're not going to do it if they think they need a quarterback, right? Okay. So, to me, it seems unlikely that Mac Jones will plummet.
He go dodge 10 spots.
Okay, because you'd have to plummet from 5 all the way to 15.
Right.
Man, with all the runaway acclaim that he's getting right now, I just don't see it. I'm sorry.
Yes, but for me, that's giving Coach Belichick history.
Yeah.
He's not trading up. I don't know if he's ever loved a player that much, Skip, that he was willing to trade up for. He was just like, well, if he's there, we'll take him.
Yeah.
And if he's not, he just moves on to the next, best available player. Yeah. So I agree with you. I don't see him moving up. But if the guy falls in my lap.
Okay. So 2 last quick points. We both love Kyle Pitts. I told you he is the most valuable non-quarterback in the draft.
Yes.
And I told you if he happened to fall to 10 for my Cowboys, I don't care, need or no need, just take him. He is that dynamic.
How many offensive guys you want for that?
I don't care, but he's not going to fall.
No,
so my case is, if you're really sold on Sam Darnold, if they're going to go forward with Sam Darnold, then
take Kyle Pitts?
Take Kyle Pitts at 2. Just take him. He is that good.
How about they trade that pick?
Well, you can go back a little bit, but you better not go very far because Mel's got him going 5 to Cincinnati. He is a monster.
Yeah, I don't think it's... Who would be willing to come up to get him? Will Atlanta trade up to take him, to get Trey Lance? If there's somebody they really love, will they move up 2 spots to get him?
I don't know. Mel's got them taking Trey Lance, so I don't know. Do they need a quarterback going forward? Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Okay. Final quick point. My man Patrick Surtain, Alabama Pro Day. I got to watch him run his 40-yard dash. He clocked in at 4.42. Not blazing, but he's a big, long kid, so he's a big corner. And we know his pedigree because his father was a very good player as a pro football cornerback. So I'm good with 4.42. It looked like he carried himself very well through his 40-yard dash.
But if you look at his vertical. What was it, 38, 39? Broad jump, almost 11 feet.
Yep.
So it tells you he's explosive.
Explosive.
If you watch him, the way he turns, he opens his hip, the way he drives on the ball, he's good. He's textbop.
Textbook.
You can tell that his dad has been working with him since the time he could back that.
I agree.
College DBs don't normally come out like that.
Yeah, and I know for years